Play Anarchy on the beat.
Hey PJ, where you at?
I'm right here, man. This is PJ, referee.
This Shutterworth, the GOAT artist, Soul Wars, representing that Ring Gang Radio. We break down fights, not contracts.
This is the eye test.
This is the eye test. Ring Gang
Radio. This is the eye test.
Yes.
Yo, PJ, where you at?
Right here, man. I just managed to come out of the training grounds to make some time here. I had to dig myself out of the trenches to get here, but you know, I'm here.
Yeah, I know we ain't do this in a minute. It seems like anytime we do an eye test, the Kovalev, the subject.
You know, sometimes it just happens to be that way, and I just happen to be next to some vodka for some reason. So yeah, I think it is time for Kovalev.
Word. So we go switch it up, you know, since we ain't put out a little episode in a minute. We've been giving y'all that real talk with Pat. You know, so shout outs to Pat Scorpio, you know, ringgangradio.com. And you know, our test we do so a little differently.
Yep, more.
We kind of really analyze the boxing. Mm-hmm. So we'll make this quick.
Yep.
We gonna switch it up. We gonna talk about the Yarde Kovalev fight that happened
Lions in the
today.
camp. Lions in the camp.
Yeah, lions in the camp. But we gonna break it down like this: the good, the bad, and the ugly. So first off, man, what was the good that you seen in both fighters, man? State your case, bro.
Both of them were there to fight at the beginning. They were there to fight until their gas tanks went out. For Kovalev, especially, his jab was just on a highlight reel that fight. It was just like, it was the MVP. That jab was just there to stay. Like, no one talks about it too often, but when he wants to make you like pay attention to his jab, he makes you pay attention. And the way he can keep you stifled and the way he can readjust and find his other hits with it, I really love that. For Yarde, it took him a while to get going, but when he started to get into his range, that's where we started to get to see more of the highlight of his speed and his athleticism. When he started going when he had that moment for going to the body, and he actually started dummying Kovalev a little bit, I was really surprised. I really thought something might happen, or at least some kind of count of some sort. But at the exact same time, I'm like, I'll give Kovalev his props for being able to recover from that, because we do know from previous fights, it doesn't end so well for him when he's in that position. He was, a little walking dead at that point right now. Yeah. I was just like, there was a double tap waiting to come through right there. But, he kind of learned in his own way how to hang on and things like that. And, you could see even from his previous fights, he has like a gut reaction now to react. As well as the other thing, going back to Yarde, is, because this was his first fight going past 7 rounds, he made a decent case for himself all the way to the end, until like the gas tank really went. But yeah, the other thing too is what I liked, I guess, in terms of both of them, when they both started going, there was a good back and forth momentum. So there were points where it was kind of a little dicey, but you could see who would like edge it out in the end for XYZ reasons. Kovalev usually in terms of the jab and in setting up everything else, whereas Yarde, it was a case of getting those power shots and firing with Kovalev at the same time to risk those counters.
Yeah.
Your perspective?
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on some of that. As far as the good I saw, I do agree with you that both came to fight. I don't think we saw any high-level boxing. We saw some glimpses of it, but it wasn't sustained. Both got stamina, yeah. I guess it was enough to see certain things about them that were good. Mm-hmm. What you was about to say? My bad.
No, I was saying DLC package on the way.
Yeah, niggas gotta download some more stamina. Like, yo, that'll be $4.99. Damn, $4.99? Shit.
Yo, if you get the season pass though, for
Yeah,
like
yeah, because
$40, yo, you got years
niggas
worth
not
of stamina.
retiring. $40 get you the season pass for stamina for Anthony Yarde and Sergey Kovalev.
Yo, you want to know what it's like to be B-Hop? Yo, pay this.
Oh shit, never wrote it, but yeah. So, anyways, oh man. So, as far as the good, I saw that Yarde was pressuring Kovalev early. The early rounds were close. The first half was close, but I had Yarde slightly winning the earlier rounds.
Yeah.
I felt like he was getting off more shots. You know, he was landing the counter left hook.
They weren't spamming that hook.
Yeah, he was spamming it on some Broner Porter shit. But the difference with that was, you know, Broner would throw like 10 of those. For every 10 shots Broner threw that left hook, he only would land like one.
Yeah.
Yarde was throwing like maybe 4 or 5 maybe. And he was landing about maybe 2 of them shits.
Yeah, the percentage was higher.
Yeah, percentage was much higher. But the thing is, he was moving back when he was doing them. So some of them was coming across as slaps, or they weren't like no nasty, like, you know, these ain't no Tyson hooks or no Trinidad hooks. But they were scoring punches, and during that time, Kovalev, he really wasn't getting the jab going yet. He ain't really get the boxing down yet. And you could see Kovalev's face was redder than up, you know. He had some swelling, like you could tell he was getting them hits. Those hits was getting to him. So that was the good part of Yarde. Like, you know, he started off good. He seemed like he was, you know, like you saw, like the speed difference was like night and day from the get go.
Yeah.
So he had that advantage, and he was letting the hands go. But the thing is, that's the good, you know. I'll say that for Yarde, you know, as far as early.
Yeah.
And agreeing with you as far as, you know, it felt like Kovalev came back, and then it felt like Yarde came back, and then Kovalev came back, and then Kovalev just kind of took it from there. The fight had good ebb and flow.
Yep.
Now, the good thing about Kovalev that I saw was he was able to get out of those shaky moments. Like, somehow he learned how to clinch and hold, or, you know, kind of hold his ground on the inside at certain moments where it looked like he was going, you know, looked like Yarde had him, and, you know, he would survive. So I felt like he kind of learned to survive those, you know, those dangerous moments a little bit. And that was good on him.
Yeah.
Now, another good thing was his jab. You know, once he started the jab, getting the jab going, that shit was on point. Now, like, he's always had a great jab, but I never felt like it was like the best jab in the sport. Like, to me, I feel like Golovkin jab is still way better, because it comes off quicker, and it just feel like it's just it's like Golovkin could jab good coming forward, backwards, moving. Kovalev is like, his most effective jab is him coming forward.
Yeah.
He don't have the versatility on it.
Yeah, he knows the forward momentum, but he doesn't know how he doesn't know other purposes for it.
Yeah, like he's not gonna get on his back foot and jab, you know. But he can move around a bit and get on his feet. You know, Kovalev can box a bit, you know, with the jab, you know. So he was able to do that, and he was getting in some right hands. I like how, you know, when they got in close, he was throwing shots and little hooks and not trying to get bullied completely, you know, because Kovalev, you know, like Ward said on the, you know, commentary, you know, strong puncher, not necessarily
a strong guy. Yeah, that was actually a pretty good description. I've never thought about that.
It's true. You've seen, you know, Kovalev get rocked before and get moved by punches, and it's easy to back him up if you pressure him.
Yeah. But the thing is, a lot of people are concerned when he catches you with that hard punch, so then they get gun shy to come in.
Yeah, and then his reputation precedes him.
Yes.
He a good, strong puncher, and he had a lot of early round devastating knockouts. He killed the guy in the ring. Like, come on, like, dude is serious business.
Yeah.
So that was the main takeaway just for the good I saw in Yarde and Kovalev.
Okay.
Now we got through the good. Now we had a good fight. It was a good fight. Now don't get me wrong. But I don't know. I didn't really take away too much good from it as far as like individual performances. Like both had heart, and everything, and they implemented their game plans. But we talking about good, so fuck it. We done with the good.
Yeah.
Let's go right into the bad, my nigga. What was your bad?
The bad? All right. So the bad, I guess I'll start with. This is more of a pet peeve because it's something that does float around because a lot of people just don't get it. Is you don't do that half guard right off in the first round. You don't know his range. You don't know your range. You're pretty much taking away one of your weapons. You don't have to start with a half guard. I don't know why people do this. Even when people want to say like, oh, Floyd never really sticks to his half guard until like the 4th or 5th round once he's figured you out. But he's got an idea.
Ward said something about that as well with the I think with the shoulder roll.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad you echoing that statement, bro, because
a lot of people here trying to do a struggle roll, and I'm just like, nah, you're just asking for a double or a right hand over the top. I'm sorry. Why not just get like an idea of what's going on first? Because the thing is, like with the high guard, you're also giving the other guy a false sense of distance of where your head is. They're hitting your gloves, not your head. So that's a really good way to screw up their distance too.
Yeah.
And then I guess the other thing too is, and the thing is also, I guess it might have just been because clearly fatigue was playing a factor, is like once he found that opportunity when he started going to the body and realized, oh, Kovalev doesn't like getting hit to the body, I was hoping why not have some consistency. But I think it might have also been because he saw that chance and he just went too hard too early, and it was just his gas tank that was really working against him. And
yeah, and like that chance, he needed to visualize that chance like in the 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah, like he was like 5 rounds too late. But
yeah.
You know what? He still found it, so I'm like, good on him for that. And then the other thing, yeah, there's credit for that. And the other thing too is like, okay, it's known where Kovalev's prime range is and things like that. And the thing is, like, I understand the idea of trying to get to a different spot when moving around, but Yarde kept going into Kovalev's like perfect range, going back into his perfect range. I'm just like, go a little bit further out, make him come to you, so then you can catch him on the way in. But you keep going, resetting yourself into the person's punching range. And the thing is, like,
straight lines.
Exactly. And I'm like, you get in, but you come back out in a straight line. I'm like, if you're caught in if you're staring down the barrel of a gun and you go backwards, the gun is still going to get you. Go a little bit to the left or right, so the guy has to readjust and find you.
Exactly.
I'm just like,
it's not like it's a shotgun where it's like you go cover an area. If a nigga shooting a straight laser at your ass,
go to the side.
You back up more, it's still gonna hit you.
It's like a train coming towards you. Why are you going backwards? Go to the sides. Get off the train track.
And it's like you keep just running down the track like, nigga, just jump off.
It's like, no, this is a real shooter. I gotta stay on this thing the entire time.
Oh man.
And yeah, but otherwise that's like one of the things that just stuck out for me too. And the other thing I guess as well is, I wouldn't really call it a bad, but I guess it's a kind of a case of like, because he was still more or less a contender, or like, like still early in the game. Prospect. I'm like, yeah, prospect. I'm just like, yeah, dirty shit happens. Do that shit back. Don't expect the guy to be nice. Like, don't expect the ref to be like, oh, the ref might not see it. Next time you might run to a guy who'll punch you in the nuts. Punch him in the nuts back. I'm just like, yo, just get it where you can.
Ricky Hatton approach.
Yeah, exactly. Funny thing you say Ricky Hatton, because Kazuzu was in the crowd. But
dude, everybody was in that fucking crowd.
I know.
My goodness, yo, niggas I ain't seen in like years, bruh.
It was like a Tyler Perry movie, Russia edition.
For real.
Yo, you Russian? Come
Ruslan
here.
Provodnikov.
I couldn't recognize him at first.
No, I recognized him. Like he still, I was like, damn. Like it looked like it was in decent shape. Like I expected to see him heavier or something.
Nah, that dude's from Siberia, dog. I'm like, there's no way this dude can gain weight. All he's ever lived is see struggle.
Oh man, but yeah, he was looking happy. Like that was cool. Who else was there? There was some...
Rubles Jones Jr.
Oh yeah, Roy Jones Jr. was there.
Official Russian citizen, so yes, he fits the category.
Another person who I ain't seen in years that I know is a sleeper. That some people might have called it Roman Karmazin.
Oh yeah, I was just like, how the fuck are these people all here?
Yeah, I know I'm missing somebody else, but yeah, I just had to point that out. Like,
yeah, Kashisu, and I was like, I couldn't recognize him because he was like way suited more and like cut his hair, and I'm just like, this dude lost his ponytail.
Yeah, man, like yeah, shit was crazy. Like yeah, everybody showed up to this shit like it was a Vegas fight, man. Like,
showed up like a Vegas fight, and also with Mama Kovalev too, it felt like a barbecue as well. I'm just like, all right, let's invite the whole family. It's just like, and I'm like, is that cool, really? I guess I'll add that. No, that's gonna be part of the ugly. I'm like, you don't have to put a grieving mother's face on screen, dog.
Yeah, constantly too. But,
I know. I'm like, she's having a near heart attack. It's like, oh, let's zoom in. All right, so to go for the
continue.
I know we went off at a tangent. Yo, I-test, that's how good we are. All right, so going back to Kovalev. So the things that I would say were the bad for Kovalev is for the previous experiences that he has, you can kind of tell he's not really actively trained for somebody going to his body or someone going in and making it ugly. He still has gut reaction responses to it.
Yeah.
Like once he, or it might be a case of, because I know I have that tendency too, where it's just like you're working on something, but your default is working. So you forget about that other thing you should be working on. And so when shit goes south, you're like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? What's my gut reaction? So for him, it was a case of like, I'm willing to bet many trainers, like the trainers over time have told him like, hey, you got to think about the body, we got to work on this and stuff like that. And the thing is, I'm sure he made a bit of an effort too, because people said like for the weigh-in for this fight versus like some of the other fights, he looked more like cut more in shape. Not
yeah,
like,
yeah, he was looking like low-key ripped. Like,
yeah,
like, he was looking like he was in shape.
He was taking it seriously. So, you know, it was something like he was doing core work and stuff like that. But the thing is like core work and your internal organs are two different things. Your abs and your internal organs are two different things. Your abs can be trained to take a hit better. Your guts, everything behind it is not necessarily trained for it. You got to learn how to like defend it.
Yeah. And roll and contort your body.
Exactly.
Sometimes, you know, it's, yeah, that's years of training, like, you know.
Exactly. And the thing is, for that gap of time for his previous fights, you would think there'd be some kind of a sign of showing that, hey, this guy's now bound success to your body. What do? He kind of went into that gut reaction, panic issue. Not panic, I shouldn't say not panic, but it was like oh shit.
Yeah.
He was like, oh shit. Okay, what do I remember from the last time? Because like you could tell like the way he was holding Yarde and things like that when he would get in.
He was worried.
Yeah, he was worried, but he also remembers that this guy doesn't know how to like manhandle him like Ward did.
Yeah.
So he had a bit of an easy time because he was able to push him down. He was able to hold him, sneak some other things around.
Yarde, let's be honest, Yarde is one of those guys who learns to box, and it's like they kind of want to look cool.
Yeah.
Like you could tell, like he boxes for style points. Mm-hmm. But I'll get into that later. So yeah, keep going.
So yeah, when he gets into like, you know, that panicky mode, and the other thing that just concerned me too is, and this is perfectly, like this is not, I mean, I'm gonna put it in the category of the bad because it's more of like I'm worried. But the thing is like when he was in Walking Dead mode, I'm just like, I don't know what would help him, but I'm like, if you're in Walking Dead mode, be mindful where you're going, dude, because I'm like, you could have fallen over backwards anytime. And the thing was like, the way his head was flopping around, things like that, other refs might have stopped him there.
Yeah. You know, you got some scary ass refs, especially in this climate right now, recently, with all the deaths and shit.
Yeah, the thing was just like, and the thing at the very least, which is I don't know if it's like it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, because the thing is like he knew what to do, when to fire, but at the same time it's also asking, how many times have you been put in that position? Because the thing is like it's good that you have an answer, but it means that you've been like rattled way more times than you should.
Yeah. He hasn't reached that Thurman level where he could really play it off.
Exactly, and it's just like he
That
just
Thurman played off so good, you think he having a heart attack or a spider bite, a snake crawled in the ring, you a headbutt. You don't know what the fuck going on. It throw you off. Even the ref is looking up like, hold on.
Wait, what's going on right now?
Hold on. Is that the Predator? Heat seeking.
Get to the chopper. But yeah, and I guess the other thing to also finish off with is, but I guess it's also what we were talking about too. It's like his jab is great coming forward, but when he was put under pressure, his jab suddenly went back in the holster. And I'm just like, you can still shove your jab in the guy's face when he's like, when you're going backwards too, but I think it might be just like he's so used to going one way. I don't know if he's like thought about like, hey, what else could I do with it? Because the thing is like he's got that bomb of a right hand. If he just had like get a better idea of like going backwards with it, he could have walked the yard into more right hands if he wanted to.
Yeah, like it's like the right hand really wasn't, like it was there and it was landing, but
it was just there to land, not really do anything.
Yeah, it wasn't really like I felt like he landed it better on Alvarez the last time. Shit, in both Alvarez fights.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll let you take the floor here.
Oh man,
the bad.
The bad. Dun, dun, dun.
Your blood is mine.
Go artists. We finna do it like this. I agree with you to an extent on your point with starting off fights in half guard. The only reason I disagree is because I fucking start fucking fights in half guard.
Yeah, but you have experience. You know you have a better sense of distance than most people.
Oh man, I mean, but okay. Besides that, and I'll say why PJ is right, and I'll say why. And besides that little minor disagreement, even though I'm telling the truth, we're telling the truth about that shit. The thing is with the half guard, you should always box at a half guard or at a slanted angle.
I agree with that. The angle.
Now, half guard, you could your hand could be up.
Yes.
In half guard, and it could be down in half guard. Now the thing is, I would say it's probably preferable to have your left hand up or right hand up if you southpaw. For my lefties out there, it's preferable to have your lead hand up in half guard, especially early in a fight. And especially if you're one of those guys who don't have good reflexes or your timing has to get warmed up, so you have something extra in the obstruction of the fucking punches coming at you. So that and it helps you kind of settle into the fight. But if you're gonna have your lead hand down in half guard, especially early in the fight, your distance and range, that has to be on point. And first of all, in order to get that, you have to have sparred a lot.
To this day.
Yes, to this day. Like, you literally would have had to spar a lot. And that's the one thing Yarde, his people in them said they didn't do is spar. And, the little simulations I seen them do and, the clips and shit, that's cool and all. But it kind of only prepares you up to an extent.
Yeah, that's more like dynamic pad work.
Yeah, it's almost like, it's not even mock boxing. It almost gets you up to like 80%.
Yeah.
And then you got to wing the 20% rest after that.
extra DLC for $5.99.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you sign up for the eye test plus, you could get that for $2.99.
Hold on.
Limited edition.
Hang on one sec. Say that again, please. We just need to have some advertising music.
Oh man, if you sign up for eye test plus, you know you can get that for $2.99. So nah, real talk. So look, real serious shit.
Yeah.
Now, when you doing the shoulder roll or the half guard with your hand down, not only your range and distance, it gotta be on point from sparring and developing that shit. So it's like second nature. You also gotta learn how to position your body so your shoulder could deflect and guide jabs and punches that come at you.
Yes.
A lot of guys, they don't know how to position their shoulder or tuck their chin and position their shoulder right and get their feet in the right stance where they're at an angle to deflect 70% of the damn punches coming their way.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of niggas really, they want to look stylish and show off and look cool with the shoulder roll, but a lot of people cannot do it correctly because they have the foundational stance wrong.
Yeah, they got like their legs locked.
The legs are locked, so they can't pivot and twist and move. And
So they lean back.
Yeah, so they just lean back. So you'll see niggas who are quick and they'll do that stance and they'll get lit up with that shit. You know another quick dude who used to get lit up and do that stance? Niggas ain't probably hear his name in a minute. Juan Guzman.
Ooh.
You see a lot of his old fights, especially when he moved up, when he was no longer like Mini Tyson or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When dudes was like really shooting fades at him, he took a lot of punches and a lot of jabs that you're like, damn, he shouldn't be getting hit like that because he wouldn't have his shoulder blocking his chin.
He'd pop his head back up, so his chin would pop up.
Exactly.
Also, this is the other thing too, especially for some of these guys who want to do a pretend shoulder roll. If you got like almost like a giraffe neck, kind of like mine, you're asking for a beating over the top of the head. Tuck your chin down.
Yes. Thank you. It's like, and that's why, you know, and me, I'm not. Most people try to set up an overhand right.
Mm-hmm.
When you do that, I'm really just trying to kill your body and pivot around you so I can land hooks to you.
Yep.
And then when I land enough hooks and you start bringing both hands down, that's when the overhand right come.
Yep. But hold on. One thing real quick here. I feel some more of that information should be saved more for a tutorial. Let's continue a bit more with the bad.
Yeah, okay, so that's the bad asterisk for Yarde when we talk about the beginning.
There's more coming.
No. I'm
No.
I
I get what you mean.
Cause I agreed and disagreed with the whole half guard. You could do half guard, you know, but you got to be at a certain level to start off a fight half guard with your hand down and shoulder rolling.
Because you're telling the other guy something right off the bat.
Yes. When I see somebody do that off rip, I'm either looking at like I'm analyzing a nigga like, okay, let me see how his feet look, his stance. Does he know what he's doing, or he's just for show? Because usually the niggas for show, they might be quick and have the reflexes, so they might bounce back or jump when you move toward them, but they're not doing the stance or the movements right. So you know if you just keep pressuring them, you can start timing them and stepping in correctly, and then you start landing the jab. And that's what was happening when Kovalev started getting into the fight. Like you said, Yarde would just move backwards, you know, be in straight lines. Shoulder ain't covered, and shoulder, you know, his body ain't slanted right. Not pivoting, not circling it out.
Looking like a character from Hogan's Alley on NES.
So he getting hit with them shits. That was really now that bad was just to counter, you know, and offer another perspective on the bad that PJ said that he started off with.
Mm-hmm.
As far as my personal bad for Yard, I felt like he needed to jab more.
Oh yes, he did.
He needed to jab more, and he was kind of just locking himself up with the shoulder roll defense, because since he wasn't doing it correctly, he wasn't able to move around Kovalev and find more openings, because Kovalev was tentative and he wasn't really taking advantage of that. Now, up at the stoppage, I had the fight even, but I had Kovalev with the momentum. I felt like he won the last 3 previous rounds. So it was only a matter of time almost. But both guys had moments in the fight where they was real tired. And that was the bad, because the pace of the fight wasn't crazy for these niggas to be getting tired like that.
No, it wasn't.
Like, these niggas was literally like they were really tired. Like, it seemed like all the punches did more damage than they should have, but I don't remember seeing any crazy, like, there was some good shots, but I don't remember seeing any like real Hail Marys, like.
No. It was like different factors that like affected their cardio to make them go down like that. It's especially for Yard, it's also like the muscle, man. I'm just like, yo, that muscle will eventually turn against you.
He's bulky.
He is bulky, but it's like that kind of natural bulky, and it's just like, yo, what do you do with that?
But I don't know. So that was the main thing. You know, the shoulder roll, half guard defense, all wrong, and not able to really, you know, transition from offense and defense. Going in the back lines, that was the bad. You know, not jabbing enough, that was the bad for your Yard. Did a lot of bad shit. I'll just be honest, but that's the crazy part. Dude was practically a prospect. Not that many fights, not that many amateur fights, no sparring,
and jumped into that.
Yes, and he still pushed Kovalev to the fucking brink.
I know.
And that's the bad about Kovalev. Like, Kovalev looked every bit of a hard 36 years old. Like, he did. Like, the Alvarez fight, he looked better. Like, I felt like he was moving smoother, pumping the jab. He just looked cleaner. This fight with Yard, it's like he had extra seasoning that just kind of got like, he was the steak that was a little tougher.
He was overcooked.
Yeah, you know. So, and this is the thing, when people be like, man, Kovalev, Hall of Famer and all this and that, I be like,
I don't know about that.
Oh no, dude! Like, you know how many? It's like, honestly, I think a lot of people big up Kovalev to make Andre Ward look good.
Andre Ward had his run. But I don't see any good reason. You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna leave that subject alone.
But it's done. Like, who bigs up Kovalev like this though? But his like biggest fans, like.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can like your fighter. You can like your fighter. I'm good with that. But you just say that Hall of Fame?
It's like, because this
maybe
is
Hall of Fame in his hometown, but I'm like, I don't know about that.
Because this is the thing, how much credit can you give Kovalev for this fight? Because when we look at Yard was the inexperienced guy. Yeah, I picked Yard to win, and damn it, he almost did.
Yeah, he did.
And that's the point I'm getting at. Like, that's Kovalev looked like he definitely didn't look like he in his prime anymore.
It was Ipo versus Date.
Yeah, like, and we know. And hold on. First of all, I'll take that back. Kovalev, we know Kovalev ain't in his prime.
No, he's past.
He's on the declining side.
And he's also been through wars.
He really looked at this fight.
Yeah, like the wear and tear came through. Like Father Time was like, "Yo, I got you, motherfucker."
And Yard wasn't really pushing him like what Yard was doing. We shouldn't have seen those reactions from Kovalev like that. To me, like the early rounds that Yard won, he kind of barely won them. He was the guy who just did a little bit more, a little fresher, a little better ring generalship, whatever. So it's not like he won those rounds big.
Yeah.
But then the rounds in the middle fight, like I think the 7th or the 8th, whatever, he won them shits big. That's when he really had Kovalev going, and it's like, oh damn. So it just made me feel like, damn, if Yard, even with all his flaws, if he would have got some rounds in with like some top 10, top 15 type of guys,
or even the Diaz brothers,
anybody at this point,
yeah,
fucking, he probably could have had enough to just push Kovalev through at that moment, like, because Kovalev, even when Kovalev got his jab pumping and on point, it was looking good because Yard was looking that easy to hit. So it's like I'm looking at shit. I'm trying to be objective. I'm looking at shit both ways.
Yeah.
I don't really see how, Kovalev, showed hard. Both showed hard. It was a good fight. It was solid. Yeah. But it's like they were so bad it was good. in a way, like it just their flaws and limitations meshed well with each other. Like both guys somehow had a 4-round stamina, but we got 11-round fight.
Not even like a full 5 minute, not even 5-round amateur championship fight.
Duh.
This is prospect fighting.
I'm just saying, like, for all of Kovalev's accolades and everything he's done in the sport and all the fighters he's faced, and
here
for the
comes
level he's at,
challenger. And that challenger pushed him.
He was supposed to look better against a guy like Yard.
Yeah.
He absolutely was, like, honestly.
Yeah, and he had like literal split seconds of showing it, and then it was gone after that.
Thank you. So I know I'm not the only one who saw this. That's why I was like, yo, man, I gotta holler at my nigga PJ and see if he saw what I saw.
I saw it. Trust me, I saw it.
So that leads me up to the motherfucking ugly, my nigga.
Woo.
We gonna close this out with the ugly. We just keep it real, man.
Yeah, I'll let you start.
Oh, nah. You don't want me to start. I let you have this one, bro.
Okay, because the thing is, like, the ugly is just like, there's just certain aspects of the ugly where I'm just like, it's more of like weird shit I saw or like bizarre stuff I saw. Like, there was just moments where I'm just like, I don't know what's going on anymore. Like, there's points where it's just like, it looks like they want to make it ugly in the fight, but they both decide to be like, oh my god, ref, he hit me here. I'm just like, who the fuck cares? Just go.
Yo, it took too much energy to make the fight ugly, so that's why they started complaining to the ref.
Yo, ref, I need my stamina bar back. I need to build up my materia to get my, like, special ability out. Yo, where's my senzu bean? But I'm like, but yeah, there was just like other aspects of that. There was just like, actually, you know what? One thing and I would just say it was ugly, but because it was just how it led to, it's like how tired these two were.
Yes, my nigga.
It was rough. Like, I felt bad for them. I was just like, this should have been a 10-rounder. I'm like, yo, come on, dog. I'm like, why? I'm just like, because like there was a point I'm just like, both like, obviously Kovalev tried to hide it a bit, but you could clearly see he was tired because his face was red. He would do his huff and puffs, but Yard was way worse to show that he was like, I was just like, bro.
I don't know how Yard made it to that far into the fight.
I give him props for that.
Yeah, and he was still landing decent punches every now and then while getting them fades.
Mm-hmm. It's literally like Fight Night Champion, where like anytime you try to do something, but you have like an inch of a bar available, so everything just looks terrible. And I was just like, "Oh, come on, dog! Neither one of you are going up against Isaac Frost. Just try. Just keep going. just keep
going."
And then there was a point where I actually, because I took note of it for a split second, I don't know when they linked up. I was just like, oh, it's Buddy McGirt cornering for Kovalev. So my other thought was, I'm just like, okay, but even Buddy was even telling him, he was just like, yo, Kovalev, you took way too many beatings in that one round.
Yeah, because Buddy wanted to stop the fight at one point.
Yeah, because he was the guy he was the coach for Maxim Dadashev, the guy who passed.
Yeah. And remember, and Buddy came back with Kovalev for the Alvarez rematch.
Yeah.
So they got some type of rapport going on. You know, they meshing well. So, and shit, I don't blame Buddy at that point. Shit.
Yeah,
they lit a fire.
I'm like, yo, dude, like, you look like Walking Dead, my nigga. I'm just like, you sit your ass down. I'm just like,
no, for real.
I'm like, you're kind of like, ooh, just standing around. It's just like, bro, you're not Ivan Drago anymore. I'm sorry. Those days are over. You already got your body. Don't worry about it. Don't turn into him. And then, also, actually, because I know they were making comments about it, it's like, oh, you know, it's like, and it's true, like, you know, it's not only reflective of the fighter, it's reflective of the coach. I mean, what could Yarde's coach say to him at that point? All he could do is try and, like, you know, motivate him. But I'm just like, yo, if you clearly know the guy's gas tank is out, I'm like, would you not tell him to be like, stall? Or, you know, I mean, go out to your sword is cool. I'm not saying it's cool, but I'm just like,
I don't know. I mean, since they never sparred, maybe he never saw him get like that before. I mean,
all right, Tim Bradley.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I agree. I 100% agree, because, like, we don't know. And that's what they said. Like, this is where you know, who are you? And you know what? Good for Yarde, because you know he's not going to stop. Even if he's got nothing left, he's not going to stop. But the thing is, just like, at a certain point, it's like, this is time where you'd be like, let's get back to the drawing board. We're going to start bringing in, like, you know, busloads of people to work with you now. Like, we'll start off with just somebody running circles around you. But yeah, the other thing, which is absolutely pure ugly, I'm like, come on, people, don't put a distressed mother on screen repeatedly, where she's like getting heart attacks and in tears, watching her son just get the brakes beat off him. No, nobody wants, like, no mother wants to see their kid have the dog shit beat out of them, so don't put it on camera.
Like, constantly, like, dude. But then they did show her when she was happy and Kovalev was winning. So I mean,
yeah,
it had a happy ending for that one. But
I know, but
it's like you can only do that when you know the guy's gonna win.
Exactly, and they weren't too sure until it happened.
Not in that fight.
No, yeah, you couldn't tell.
Shit,
and I guess that's another ugly for
a double knockout. They both so tired.
Yeah, no. Oh man, if that was a double knockout, I'd be I'd be like that. That's a fight of the year right there. But yeah, the other ugly is just like, I wouldn't call it ugly, but I was just like, this was wild. I'm like, why was there like a Tyler Perry cast of Who's Who of Russia? They got everybody. Yo, you're from Russia? You live here? Yo, come check this fight out. We'll put you on camera. Yo, I know we haven't talked to you about, no one's heard from you in like decades, right? Don't matter. Come up. Come. You know, like where it's like a party, you send a mass text and you just say, yo, come through. And you just don't know who's gonna show up.
And no one had nothing to do today.
So they just all showed up. And you're like, yo, I didn't have enough food for this. But yo, people are here. But yeah, like there was what was another thing that was like for the ugly? I was just like you were saying before, I know you want to be fancy, I know you want to be pretty, but it's okay to be boring. Just stick to the basics, dog. Yarde, like, dude, like, you threw jabs like you had a quota, like a bad quota. Like, yo, I met my jabs for the fight. I don't need them anymore. Because I'm like, if you're dealing with a dude, especially longer range than you, and they're using that jab on you, jab their jab, deflect it, move out of the way, make them unsure. Make them unsure where you are so they overcommit. Yo. Or at least they try and do something else. Because at the very
end, already in the half guard for the fucking right hand counter, so it's like, all he had to do was just flick the fucking jab.
I know. And because Kovalev sees that guard, he's just like, well, I'm not going to throw the right hand. I'm just going to keep throwing lefts at you until you deal with it. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
The ugly, man. That's just the whole ugliness of it is, we got a good fight, but because
at what cost?
But at what cost? Because both guys just, it was one of those A for efforts that gave us a good fight, because I feel like these guys gave it their all, but god damn, like they all seem like it would be like anybody else's bare minimum. But was it a good win for Kovalev? Yes, but only if Yarde ends up doing better later.
Yes.
Because
He better hope.
you went life and death with a prospect, and now you about to get rewarded with a Canelo fight. And
Fight night.
bruh, the Russian career mode. But the ugliest part of this fight is that I hope all y'all niggas seen what I was talking about on the other podcasts when I said Canelo was being super calculative and calculating, and I wasn't trying to call it a straight out cherry pick, but he was being real calculative, super calculating with targeting Sergey Kovalev to move up to light heavyweight and fight him.
Yeah.
I told y'all that Andre would be a harder fight. Told y'all Golovkin would be a harder fight. Even after already fighting him twice, even after Golovkin is 36, harder fight. Told y'all. Caleb Smith, harder fight.
Yeah.
Those three are the biggest, most hardest fights for Kovalev. I'm sorry, for Canelo. And I feel like he would get the most respect if he was to beat any of those guys clearly. He would even get my respect if he lost clearly, and the judges seen it that way too. Like, which is rare. So we're gonna see this Kovalev, who damn near at a stage in his career where he's hot and cold. Cause he was hot on the Alvarez rematch, and today or yesterday, whatever the fuck, dude was like lukewarm. But what he had to heat up, was like a popcorn bag. He didn't fill up though. He didn't heat up the popcorn bag all the way. Like, he still had mad kernels.
Yep. Oh, I hate
That's the
that shit.
Kovalev we got. Like, and so you're trying to sell me that fight against Canelo? Like, bruh, like all this shit about, oh man, we don't know if Canelo could take a light heavyweight punch. Man, bruh. Kovalev wasn't really landing his Sunday punches on Yarde.
No.
Yarde really, they beat themselves at the gym. And Kovalev barely put the damn nail in the coffin. Like, he tripped over the damn hammer. Had to fucking come back, get the nails.
He went to Home Depot, had to get restock. Came back.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just put this in perspective. Like, do we really want to? Is this a tough? Like honestly, like Canelo defense is much better than Yarde's.
Yeah.
He's already used to that European jab heavy style from Golovkin, and there's people out there who say Canelo lit Golovkin up. And I feel like he did in certain spots, but there's niggas who overdo it and act like it was a fucking Street Fighter bonus round on the car and shit.
Okay, it's not. He just had like bits.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not. So if you saw all of that, if your boxing eyes saw all of that shit, which is fucking crazy, ridiculous, but if you saw all of that, tell me you could not see Canelo doing way worse on Kovalev.
He's gonna go to the body right after the first round.
Bruh, like, this would be the easiest Canelo fight for a belt. Like, bruh, like, he's gonna time and
Time that
deflect
right
and
hand.
roll with
He's
all
gonna-
those jabs and right hands. This is the thing.
And he's already dealt with a guy with like that kind of like height punching down difference from Jacobs. I'm just like,
Yes. Yeah, thank you. He see. That's why this is the eye test. See, because you got to look at the trends, how niggas hop on when they analyze their opponents. Just like how you had Floyd looking at Sean Bay Mitchell before he had the Zab fight. You got to look at shit like that.
exactly. You have to be sinister. You have to look at it and be like, What am I looking at? All right, who's like a carbon copy? Let's watch it. All right, let's see this. Okay, I think I see something there. Let's put it to the test.
And that's the thing. Like, if you already got 2 decisions in your favor over Golovkin, and Golovkin to me is like twice the fighter Kovalev is.
Yeah, he is.
So it's like you already fought like the hardest version of that, what that style has to offer.
Yeah.
Fighting Kovalev, besides the physical dimensions, where if Kovalev isn't physically strong,
But he just hits hard.
he just hit hard. But now, if he's not really on his game like that, he's not gonna get full extension and hit you with money punches like that.
Nah.
Remember, a fucking jab had dropped and KO'd a tired ass spent Yarde.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't no epic 1-2 or no jab right hand. Wasn't no clean like, oh shit, like none of that. He ain't catch a cleverly special. None of that.
No, even the way Kovalev threw that jab, it was like,
Get off of me.
Exactly.
Like dude, Canelo, bruh, like cherry fucking pick, my nigga.
It's like the way he threw that jab and the way Yarde fell down, you could hear that Minecraft, ooh, just like happening. It's just like, oh my god. You know what? I might make a clip of that.
It's like Kovalev is like, he, like, if there was somebody you want to jump and get a belt from at light heavyweight and you coming up, it'd be Kovalev to go for.
Yeah, he's the guy to target right now.
And he got the biggest name, so of course you're gonna be like, all right. Shit, if Canelo go up and do it, shit, I feel like Caleb Smith could go up and beat Kovalev. Like, he a big guy, so it's like, nah.
So basically,
man.
it's just
that's
like,
the ugly shit.
Yeah, that's it. It's just it's like there's a clear sign that Kovalev is vulnerable, yet he's holding a belt. So anybody who's looking to get a belt, they're eyeballing him right away. And obviously Canelo saw it. It's just like, I'm gonna take that shit.
Yeah.
Because he did that for 168, so he's gonna do that for 175.
And you can avoid killers instead of that. You avoiding a Golovkin fight and avoiding Andrade, Caleb Smith. You already been at 168, so that already means, okay, even Saunders, you know, even Saunders is a harder fight.
Saunders would be a more fun fight, but yeah, he's harder.
Yeah, like Kovalev really, you know what I mean?
It's not primetime Kovalev.
Yeah, like honestly, if Alvarez forced a rubber match or whatever the fuck, or if he did something and wanted a third fight with Kovalev, he would have a decent shot of winning that too.
Yo, there's something going on here?
Yeah, we went out real quick. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, no, that was the first time I saw it. I was like, yo, fuck, but he got me back in.
But yeah, like, you know, damn, what was I just saying?
Difficult fights and like,
yeah,
you know,
the difficulty margin is just higher for Golovkin, Andre, Caleb Smith, and I even put Saunders in there when you compare him to Kovalev.
yeah, because
This Kovalev.
Yeah, this is not primetime Kovalev. This
This
like,
isn't the Kovalev that
Golden
put
Girl.
hands on Pascal.
No, that's a different Kovalev altogether.
Shit, the way Kovalev looking and the way Pascal looked in his last fight, shit.
I know.
Pascal might have a chance, like, bro.
Yeah, I know. Pascal needs a rubber match. Not a rubber match. He just needs a redemption.
Shit, he might even get this nigga in sparring. Let's show up to the gym. Fuck it. Let Roy Jones get you in there. I don't know.
Exactly. Let's just do a Roy Jones freak show fight.
So that's all I'm saying, man. Like Canelo waited, so we gonna be hyped for this. Like honestly, like to me, I think Kovalev and Canelo, they got the same stamina level. But the thing is, Canelo is gonna get off more than Kovalev, and by the time Canelo gets tired, Kovalev is gonna be even more tired.
Oh, even worse.
So Canelo's either gonna stop him, or he's gonna finesse his way to a 12-round decision, and everybody's gonna remember how he was kicking Kovalev ass early in the fight, and he gonna get a belt that way.
Oh, Canelo's gonna walk into that fight like he's gonna be so happy.
Yeah, like no, you know, real shit. That's honestly what's gonna happen. Like if that fight comes down, and I'm just calling it now. Like if Kovalev turns it around and looks young, and he beats Canelo's ass like a prime Kovalev would do, or a Kovalev from fucking last year, 2 years ago. I don't know.
the one that fought Alvarez. Okay. When Alvarez beats, he's just hears the last name Alvarez, and he just like powers up.
Yeah, I mean, if that Kovalev don't show up, I mean, if that Kovalev actually shows up, then yeah, Canelo got his motherfucking hands full. But this Kovalev, he looked like he lost a step in speed. The punches don't look as snappy as they used to. It's just
he went from Mario to Wario.
Yeah, it's like, and you fighting, and this is against a prospect, like
you should be
Rusty,
like teaching him lessons.
Yeah, like you supposed to be schooling him.
Yeah.
Like even a Rusty Golovkin against Rolls didn't look.
I felt so bad for Rolls.
Yeah, like Rolls got beat down. Like even Andre with Selecki looked amazing compared to Kovalev. Like, bruh, like
yeah.
Even at Kovalev, like, nah, this some ugly shit I can't fucking rock with, my nigga.
All right, so I guess we should like finish off with is like we've given you the good, the bad, the ugly. We've also put our hearts into this. So you can have heart everywhere. We're just not as tired. But my bad. But anyway, yeah, we should like close this off.
So yeah, that's it. You know, good, bad, the ugly. Kovalev Yarde Eye Test Edition. PJ Shutterworth, Go Artist, ringgangradio.com.
Hit it up.
Y'all just hit us up. You know, we out there, we everywhere. More shit on the way. Eye Test. Shutterworth, Goat Artist, PJ. One.